Hello, my fellow dungeon crawling, monster grinding loot goblins out there. Before we begin the video, I just want to mention that the gameplay you're about to see is graphically scaled down. A focus of my channel is low spec gaming. There are official trailers and screenshots of this game if you want to see it in its highest fidelity. If you haven't clicked off just from hearing that and you want to hear what this game has to offer in terms of progression, gear, and exploration, keep watching. Thank you so much and enjoy. Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking about Darkhaven. This is a game by Moonbeast Productions, a studio that has a lot of industry veterans in the action RPG space. People that have worked on Diablo 1, 2, 3, and 4. People who have worked on Nox. I love Nox. Whenever I hear Nox, I'm going to be interested right away. That was my first ever action RPG. Played it to death. Also, people who worked on Torchlight and Torchlight 2. So we can say the expectations are high when it comes to this game. We currently have a demo, so we get to preview this game for free, and does it live up to the games that these devs have worked on prior? So as always, I always start with the Steam page overview. It goes as follows. Darkhaven is a next generation ARPG brought to you by many of the original creators of Diablo and Diablo 2. Explore a procedurally generated and fully destructible open world unlike any other in this solo or multiplayer adventure. And when it says explore a fully destructible open world unlike any other, I really believe it is unlike any other. It's bringing something very unique to the space. So let's talk about that dynamic world. This game's biggest claim to fame is exactly that. This game allows you to break down basically every wall, every rock, and piece of dirt. You can jump and even double jump. Jumping gives you so much cool movement that other action RPGs just don't give you. You can jump over enemies. If an enemy catches you in some roots or some other status effect, you can jump out of that effect. These traversal options give the game so much life and feels really fresh in the genre. When I'm firing spells and the ground is breaking, enemies are bursting from the ground and surprising and swarming my character. Ground can break below your feet, dropping you into water, or worse, a pit of lava. I can see enemies using it to their advantage. I can see the players using that to their advantage. There's so much potential. The destructible world makes dungeons feel dynamic rather than linear. Backtracking is non-existent because when you finish the dungeon, you can just start breaking down walls until you get back to the exit. You don't have to trudge back through old pathways that you've already gone through. Heck, you can even just skip to the end of the dungeon. Probably, most of the time. You can just start busting down the wall until you find the end of the dungeon. You don't gotta go through any path. This feature is awesome, and I cannot wait to see what I can do with it and what creative things others will do with it. With all that, I haven't even touched on the character creator or skill trees, so let's get into that. In this demo, there is no character creator. All you'll do is choose a starting skill and go. There are 3 choices of the starting skills. You'll be able to unlock those skills later if you so choose, so don't worry if you think you'll miss out. With that, I can say there is no class system that I see. When your character levels up after killing some monsters, there are 3 skill branches in the skill tree that your character can go down. Again, any character can go down any skill tree because there's no classes right now or ever, as far as my understanding. There are core skills and sub-skills that boost the main skills. The starting ability I chose was Feast for Crows. This skill on hit summons a crow to a flock that will circle my character that'll do damage to nearby enemies. While I was leveling up, I was able to upgrade this ability to add more crows to the flock, which means more damage output from these crows. Because there's more of them, they can hit more. This ability helped me in a lot of cases because I leaned into magic for my character. So spellcasting, I was shooting bolts of ice and such out of my character. Since my character had less health, because I was putting points into magic, I had to shoot from afar or retreat quickly when I did melee an enemy with my staff. These crows helped me get some damage on enemies that were approaching me, and I was shooting spells, or when enemies were chasing me and I was retreating, they did some damage. The crows actually really helped me a lot. So great skill. Grayscale, I loved it. I kept wanting to upgrade it. That's all I wanted to do. Let's talk about another progression system, which is gear. So one unique feature, at least to me, unique feature was tattoos. So not only do you have skills, and not only do you have all the other action RPG stuff, you're finding gear, it gives you a percentage boost, you find things that can socket into the weapons that give you a percentage boost. The game also has a tattoo system, so these runes that you find cannot only be socketed into armor or weapons, it can also be put onto your body in the form of tattoos, and this is also visually represented. These tattoos, in the form of runes, give you additional boosts to main skills. One tattoo I got, for example, was something that boosted a skill. I believe all tattoo effects boost or change a skill. For example, I found a rune that the tattoo skill was, I would have less crows in my flock, you know, the ability I was talking about earlier with the flock of crows, but I would gain 2 crows that would circle me forever. This seems like something that would make me change the way I level up my character. I'd stop upgrading the size of my crow flock to focus on other things, because I would just have 2 forever. I could not upgrade them. So the gear seems like it has the potential to influence where you'll spend your skill points. I love that in games. The gear feels valuable. Anyways, you can put the runes into items as expected, like I mentioned before, like every other action RPG. They'll give you percentage boosts based on what item you put it in, your boots, your staff, your head, your shoulders, your belt, whatever it would be. They give you percentage boosts like 20% stun resistance, 5% gold find, so you still got all that classic action RPG stuff. Every weapon and piece of gear you find, your character will be able to equip. Every weapon. Knives, swords, shields, staffs, anything, axes, any character can equip these, right? It's just what kind of playstyle do you want to go down. For example, I got a staff, which I thought was pretty good. This staff was imbued with lightning. This gave my staff the ability to shock an enemy. My staff was even able to shoot out chain lightning ability while I was just doing like a normal melee attack. It felt so good that my spellcasting character could actually hold their own in a melee fight, and also felt on theme with my character because I was shooting lightning from a staff like a mage would do. Because oftentimes I would run out of mana. You know, there's mana in this game. You have to refill it with items around the world. There are these crystals that you break, and you know, you gotta manage that. You gotta position your character so you can break the crystals, shoot more spells. But there will be times where you don't have any mana and you're gonna have to hit with your weapon. And thankfully, this game thought of that, and it feels so good to actually melee with my spellcasting character. Last thing I can mention, there are hearts. When you kill enemies, they drop hearts that you'll find that can be socketed into items as well. They give you stat percentage increases. So let's go on to my final thoughts. What a really fun game. This was so easy to talk about because I genuinely enjoyed it and I want to keep playing this game. Let's get it out already, guys. Let's go. Let's get it out already. It's on my wish list. I want to be there day one. The world destruction, the jumping, the swimming is enough to give this game a unique flavor in the space. Not to mention the progression systems and the gear is pretty good here. This game also has controller support. Thank you for controller support. I like kicking back with the controller instead of being hunched over a keyboard. Something I already have to do at work is be hunched over a keyboard. Sometimes I just want to kick back in my chair with a controller. This game offers that. I can't say enough about this game. It is on my wish list. I'm going to stop talking about it and play more of this game. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, on my channel I'm spotlighting similar games as this, as well as indie games in general, with a main focus on RPGs. So subscribe if you're into that. Thank you again, and talk to you later.